Welcome to the Unmistakably Magic Podcast. I'm RJ.
And I'm Court.
We are two lifelong fans of Disney parks and all theme parks.
Each week, we bring you the latest news from Disney parks and beyond.
And sometimes we do it in ridiculous voices.
Occasionally.
Plus, this week, we'll be talking about our top tips for staying cool in theme parks this summer.
So summer's upon us.
Summer is here.
Well, the summer season's upon us.
Yeah.
Summer isn't officially here.
Not yet.
But it feels like it's summer out there, and it's really hot.
Yeah, I got a little sunburn today.
Yeah, I can tell.
Thanks.
I didn't want to say anything.
A little
but,
lobstery.
Whatever.
Lobster.
So summer is like the main time to go to theme parks. So we figured we'd give you our top 7-ish tips for staying cool at a theme park. This is episode number 46.
Let's kick it off with some news.
Kicking off the news this week is probably the best news that we could really ever receive.
Of course.
Tron has arrived over at Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World. Disney movie magic has emerged, and the new nighttime projection show features a ton of Disney movies, including Indiana Jones, Guardians of the Galaxy, Mary Poppins, and yes, Tron.
Wow.
The show takes place 30 minutes before the Star Wars fireworks and takes place on the Chinese theater.
It does look good.
It's sweet.
And of course, when I saw the Tron, I was like, well,
we're talking about this one.
Court's going to be talking about this one.
This was a really surprise show, though. I mean, they didn't announce it. They didn't really do anything. It just kind of popped up one night, and there it is.
I think it speaks to the technology that they've really developed with the projection mapping and the way they've done it on there, that they can kind of port anything into it, which is really cool. I mean, it makes it that they can do a lot of temporary.
Yeah, and they kind of did the same thing over in California Adventure with World of Color. When that first kind of rolled out, they added some additional endings. Like when Tron was first coming out, they had a Tron ending on it. When Star Wars was coming out, they added a little bit of Star Wars, and they completely changed the whole show for the 60th. And I mean, it just goes to show how versatile this technology is, and I'm glad they're taking advantage of that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, more new restaurants are coming to Disney Springs.
Of course they are.
Why not? Jaleo will open on the west side and will feature contemporary Spanish cuisine. It's probably pronounced jaleo.
Yeah. Now that you've read that part.
Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill will feature comfort food with a Mediterranean flair, and both restaurants are set to open in 2018.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a quick turnaround-ish.
Yeah. Depending
on when in 2018.
Yeah.
But they're still trucking along at Disney Springs.
Of course they
got
are.
a lot of stuff coming along. Yeah. Well, the construction walls over at Hollywood Studios has revealed the logo for Toy Story Land. The walls have had a bit of a makeover and now feature Toy Story characters playfully helping out in the construction process. And a new logo for the land. And the land is set to open in 2018.
Nice.
So it sounds like we're getting this before Star Wars Land.
I'm not too surprised by that fact.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if they opened both of them simultaneously.
Yeah.
Well, moving back over to Disney Springs is now offering premium parking. Guests can park in preferred spots in the grapefruit or lemon lots for $10. The preferred spaces are on the main level and do not require the use of elevators or escalators to get to Disney Springs. It is worth noting that the grapefruit and lemon lots are both on the far sides of Disney Springs, so you have to walk the farthest if you park there, as opposed to the lime lot, which is like in the middle.
But the lime lot was probably full, I guess, maybe? I don't know.
Assume, but if you're doing preferred parking, make the entire lime lot preferred parking.
True.
And then do the lemon and grapefruit as free and stuff. You can still park for free. It is, you can still do that.
Yeah, this is just premium parking.
Yeah, like what they're doing at their theme parks. You a fan of Studio Ghibli?
Sure.
Ghibli?
Sure.
It's Ghibli. Well, Studio Ghibli is opening Ghibli Park inside. I don't know how to pronounce this. Achis?
If we're going to go internationally, you might need to start working on your pronunciations there.
Aichi's Expo Port in the city of Nagoya, Japan. The park will feature houses from My Neighbor Totoro, as well as characters from Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke. The park will open in early 2020, but there are no current plans for attractions yet.
I'm really surprised that are they anywhere else? I mean, I feel like those are such like big properties for
you
them.
mean like
yeah,
My Neighbor Totoro?
yeah,
Or like
yeah.
Princess Mononoke
we
or
haven't
anything?
seen them in a park before.
I think over at Universal Studios Japan, they had a brief appearance.
Okay.
My Neighbor Totoro definitely has. But no, this is like the first time that we're seeing them as like characters. I mean, they are like the mascot costumes. Those appear every now and then at like some conventions or like stuff mainly in Japan.
Okay.
Obviously, because it's way more popular over there.
But I mean, I was just thinking, even as an American that doesn't watch a lot of Japanese anything,
you've
I've definitely seen and heard of these. So it's like, So I'm just surprised that,
that's true. This is the first that I've seen them actually coming to like a permanent home.
Cool.
So it is pretty cool. Well, the Global Attraction Attendance Report from the Themed Entertainment Index has been released for 2016. Magic Kingdom was top dog with 20,395,000 visitors. And Disneyland was second with 17,943,000 guests. Universal Studios Orlando was ninth with 9,998,000 guests. So close to that 10 mil.
I know.
So close.
It's climbing up there, though.
It's getting there. And Islands of Adventure was 10th with 9,362,000 visitors.
I'm surprised that's not higher. Like, I mean,
I
they're
feel
really,
like-
really close. I mean, you think we're talking a difference of 600,000 people, which sounds like a lot, but in the scheme of things, it's really not.
No, that's like one good day.
Yeah.
Well, one good month.
One good month.
Ish.
Yeah. But you would think that because of Harry Potter, Islands of Adventure might be a little higher, but
See, but Harry Potter is over at the studios too,
Oh, true.
and that's the newer area over
Good
there,
point, good
and
point.
it's more people are saying it's far more detailed and it's
Yeah.
way more immersive than what they built over at Islands.
plus it might be kind of like Disneyland, where if people go, they only maybe go to Disneyland. There's a higher likelihood they're going to only go to Disneyland. Versus
So if they go, they're only going to go to the studios.
Yeah.
However, overall, Disney saw a decrease in attendance across the majority of its parks, while Universal saw an increase for most of its properties as well. However, SeaWorld Orlando saw a huge loss of nearly 8%.
Weird. I wonder why.
It was like 7.9%.
Blackfish?
I don't know what it was. I don't know. Which was kind of surprising because didn't they open, not Kraken. I don't know why I want to say that. The other roller coaster, the shark
Manta,
one. No,
or,
Manta, not that. I wanted to say that at first. Mako.
Mako, yeah.
Didn't they open Mako in 2016?
I think they did.
And it's been very well received. It's a solid
I
hyper.
think the park as a whole.
That's true.
I don't know.
It's just an
An 8% loss. It's kind of a lot.
But they did see 4,402,000 guests, and
Still a lot of that, too, but...
But Disneyland Paris took the biggest hit with 8,400,000 guests, which was a loss of 14.2%.
Whoa, what is going on there?
From 2015. I have no idea.
Jeez.
That's like the kickoff to their 25th anniversary, although I'm stoked for that because that means it will be dead when I'm there.
That's true. But still.
Hopefully. I don't know what's up with that. They didn't really invest a whole lot into Disneyland Paris in 2016.
That's true. I mean, I guess you could say, a lot of the other parks have gotten new attractions or other
I'd
things.
say
But
just about every other Disney park or resort saw something new, and I don't think Disneyland Paris saw anything new.
yeah.
However, Universal Studios Hollywood saw the biggest increase with 8,086,000 guests, which jumped up 13.9%.
Harry Potter.
That's what it does for you.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Wow.
Just imagine, though, what kind of numbers we'll see when Star Wars Land opens up.
Jeez.
Do you think Disneyland will finally top the Magic Kingdom for the most visited park for that year?
Yeah,
Star Wars
I'll
Land opens
definitely
up.
bring Hollywood Studio up into some of this. Probably.
Hollywood Studio, where do you think Hollywood Studios would land? Because I think it was like 6th. It was definitely top 10.
I would say it may surpass Universal.
Really? Well, I think it's already above Universal.
Is it?
I think so. I don't know. I'd have to look at
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see.
It might have been. It might have been just below Universal.
My thing is though, because Star Wars Land's coming to World as well.
Yeah.
You're gonna have people. If people are gonna go to World, yeah, there'll be those who don't go to all the parks, but there'll be those that definitely will at least go to a day to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, but at the same time,
so World itself will see a whole boost, and then
yeah, but you'll see all of like the out of town visitors come and go to all the parks. And maybe more of them will go, and all the locals will probably just go to Hollywood Studios.
Or the bloggers or whatever. Yeah, they're like, I'm going to Star Wars. Yeah,
let's go hang out at the cantina.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Hollywood Studios will definitely see a massive increase when that happens.
Yeah, it'll definitely be, I would bet you that year it's going to be Disneyland, Magic Kingdom, then Hollywood Studios.
Oh, top three. I think Epcot is always third.
I wonder if we see Hollywood Studios. I'm thinking would
surpass Epcot.
Star Wars Land?
That's Star Wars, I know.
I mean, you're going to bring in people that would otherwise probably never go to a Disney park. Have no interest.
Would really otherwise never go to a theme park.
Yeah.
But other than like
to be able to live in the world of Star Wars for a minute.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm wondering if we don't see it surpass. Because I know Epcot's always been
Epcot's generally third. And then like Tokyo Disney Sea and like Universal Studios Japan is always pretty high up there too.
Yeah. I think we see Hollywood Studios make a jump from the top 5.
Jump. Wow. Yeah. Well, we'll find out in a couple of years.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Stick around.
Stay subscribed.
Legoland Florida has announced a new nighttime party. Night lights will light up the castle and courtyard and will feature new meet and greets with Lego nights, a live DJ, a scavenger hunt, a daytime dance party with Sir Dance-A-Lot, a show featuring the Lego Kingdom's Jester, and opportunities to build unique Lego creations and to contribute to a giant Lego mosaic. Night lights will take place every Saturday and Sunday in July and doesn't require any additional ticket. It also extends the park hours to like 9 p.m. It's crazy. They're getting crazy over there.
It's past your bedtime, Legoland. Go to bed. Go back to bed, Legoland.
Hey, to be fair, that's like when Epcot closes too.
I know, but still a little funny though. But I mean, you think about who Legoland's audience
the demographic of that, Which,
they're not going to be up past 9.
But that's the big thing that they're pushing for. They're saying like, yeah, the kiddos can stay up past their bedtime till 9 p.m. at the parks.
Ooh. So that's kind of fun though. It sounds like a fun thing.
It's also a pun, so you can't not like it.
Yeah, because it was night with a K. If anyone didn't
Knight lights.
Catch that there.
You didn't pick up on that one.
Yeah.
Europa Park has opened up a brand new attraction. Voletarium is a flying theater attraction, pretty similar to Soarin', that takes guests over 15 famous locations throughout Europe, including the Eiffel Tower and Venice. This is the largest flying theater attraction in Europe, and it opened on June 3rd.
Nice.
Today.
Congratulations, Europa Park.
You did it.
Being the largest in Europe.
The largest flying theater attraction. I don't know how many of those there are in the world.
Yeah. But you did it. You're the top.
You're number one.
Europa Park.
You're top dog.
We're so proud of you.
I actually kind of really want to go to Europa Park when I'm out there.
Yeah.
I just
Where
don't know.
is it? Even?
It's in Germany.
Okay.
So it's like kind of
Germany.
Kind of close.
Kind of.
I mean, you can just hop on the Eurostar and hop up and go there.
Or fly Ryanair.
Or there,
check Ryanair. It's like $20.
No, I know. It's I've seen many videos on how they get their prices so cheap and like what they do to do that and all that stuff. Which a lot of companies out here in the U.S. are actually starting to do that, like Spirit and Frontier.
Yes.
Even Southwest is doing a little bit.
What was the other one I flew once to Vegas? What was it?
Some unknown.
It had some funny name. And they flew out of the Fort Collins airport, like
the tiny midget one that nobody flies out of.
Allegiant Air. They only fly to Phoenix and Vegas.
Oh yeah.
And now they fly out of the Colorado Springs airport.
Yeah.
Which the Colorado Springs airport is at least a real airport, but the Fort Collins airport was more like flying into the local airport.
Walk out on the tarmac.
Yeah, you walk out on tarmac. You walk. There's like one TSA dude there. You're like, okay, yeah, this is cool.
This is secure.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, congratulations, Europa Park. I wonder if we'll see more of these Soarin' attractions kind of open up around. I mean,
it is a good attraction. I mean,
it is a good attraction, and Flight of Passage has been described as Soarin' like 2 or 3.0.
Okay.
So, well, that just about wraps it up for the news this week.
All right, stick around. We're talking about how to stay cool, temperature-wise, at the parks.
We already know you're really cool.
Dab it. You know how we know they're cool?
How?
Because they listen to us.
That's true.
You guys are the coolest.
You guys are just too cool for school.
So with summer here, we thought it'd be fun to talk about how to stay cool at the parks this
At
summer.
theme parks.
At theme parks.
These are,
general tips.
yes, very general tips. They're pretty applicable to, I'd say, every park, actually. I don't think we have
I can
anything
think
on
most
here.
parks, yeah. Maybe the second one, if there isn't one, but I think a
Yeah.
lot of parks have.
Maybe the fourth if it's a different system.
Yeah.
But these are all super applicable.
Yeah.
I mean, I take advantage of them pretty much every time that it's really toasty outside.
Yeah, and it kind of fits into a lot of like the other topics we talked about, like top 10 things to bring to a park. You know, like
Yeah.
I think some of that fits in here too. So it's all important, and I think a lot of it comes down to your attitude and and
Yeah,
knowing
it's going to
yourself,
be
too.
hot.
Yeah,
it's going to be hot. I have many stories of people that I've gone to theme parks with and who have done nothing but complain while it's hot
Yeah.
and kind of muggy because we were in Florida.
Yeah.
It's going to be hot and muggy. Actually, the first time I went to this theme park of the music we're listening to currently, it was really hot and muggy because it was like
Summer. Yeah.
June,
Yeah. Gross.
beginning of June
Yeah.
in Florida.
Yeesh.
And there were a lot of complaints that day, let me tell you. But it did end up raining,
Which, hey, we'll talk
which
about
that's up there too.
Yeah.
So.
What's number one? Let's start with number one. Let's not go in reverse order. Number one.
Number one, the big number one, water.
Yep.
Hydration.
Hydration.
Drink that stuff.
Yep.
Hydrate with water. Don't go to Epcot and hydrate with other things. Hydrate with water.
Yeah. Stay with water. You're gonna cool yourself down internally. It's gonna help you feel cool. Bring water if you need to, or be prepared to either buy water or figure out, tip here on the Disney parks. You can typically fill up at quick service restaurants.
Disney-
They'll give you a bottle or a cup with ice
Cup
and
of water. Yeah. Disney and Universal both do that. I'm sure SeaWorld does it too.
I'm sure most parks do.
Probably the majority of parks do.
Yeah.
If not, there are water fountains around.
Yes.
A lot of parks are stingy about letting you bring in your own water.
Bottled water.
Yeah. So just either bring in a couple empty water bottles and then just fill those up throughout the day. If you ever pass by a water fountain, fill up because
You're gonna want it.
you're gonna want it later.
Yep.
Well, what's number 2, RJ?
Water rides.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, water rides.
That's
Which
number
is-
1.
It should apply to most parks, like we said.
Say
If you're at
98%
if you're at a
of
local
parks.
park that doesn't have a log flume, which I think almost every park, that's like a go-to standard for almost all parks.
Not necessarily like a full log flume, but even just
Something with water
yes,
around.
some kind of
You're gonna
water
get
attraction.
wet somewhere on some sort of attraction. So in Disney, obviously, you have Splash Mountain, you have Grizzly River Run over at DCA, and you have
Kali River Rapids
at Animal Kingdom.
You have a multitude of water
Yeah.
attractions or opportunities to get wet on attractions.
Or other areas like, Casey Jr. Splash
Splash
Pad
and
or whatever,
Play
Splash
and-
and Play or whatever, yeah.
And Dot's Dot's Drip Park or something like that over in California Adventure and Bugs Land.
So a lot of opportunities to get wet. Just be aware of those and know where they are and get wet to cool down. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty common sense, but
One side note here, though, is you might wait in a longer line. You're going to wait in a longer line if it's a hot day.
yes.
So if you can, maybe try to grab a fast pass earlier
Yeah.
for those attractions midday, or if they have some kind of return time ticket or return
Yeah.
system, or hop in right before, probably like an hour or 30 minutes before it starts getting really hot,
Yeah. So
and
you're
hop
prepared.
in line then. And then when it gets really hot, you'll be soaking wet, walking around, and you'll dry off. and you'll feel way cool.
Yeah, definitely.
You might not look really cool, but you'll feel cool.
You'll feel better. Yeah.
Well, number 3 is clothing. Look ahead.
Yeah.
Know what the weather's supposed to be like. Because like I said earlier, this music that we're currently listening to, it's from Islands of Adventure. When we got there in the morning, we had to wait in a little bit of a line. It was kind of frustrating because their advanced ticketing system was down.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't accept credit cards or anything at their like self-service kiosks. So everybody had to wait in line at a ticket counter, and so we had to wait in line for a little bit, and it was toasty. It was real hot.
Because it was June, right? Early June?
Yeah, like early June, late May, early June.
So humid and toasty.
Yes, really warm. And if you know anything about my family, we cannot wake up for whatever reason. So it was like 11-ish. But later on in the day, some clouds rolled in, and it rained. And it kind of like drizzled the rest of the day. And then we took advantage of that because we were like, it was scorching earlier. So now we're going to not do that, you know?
So number 3 is clothing.
Yes.
So what's your go-to clothing for?
Go-to clothing. I mean, shorts, obviously.
Yeah. I think that goes well. Yeah.
Yes. And then
Protein.
either yeah. Well, it depends on what park I'm going to. If it's like I'm vacationing there, it's mostly t-shirts. However, if it's like one of the local parks around here, probably a tank top.
All right.
And lots of sunscreen.
So I differ a little bit. I go shorts.
Yeah.
But I go one of these shirts. So those of you on the audio only, this is an Eddie Bauer, like I don't know what you call this.
I don't know. Adventure shirt.
Yeah, so it's like the lightweight fabric. It's vented in the back.
Got some openings.
You can roll the sleeves up.
It's breathable.
I like it because it's a little more shelter from the sun.
Yeah.
And they dry quick. Like unlike a t-shirt might not always dry quick.
Yeah.
So if you do get wet and you don't want to be wet, that's the upside.
It dries rapidly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Some of the cotton t-shirts kind of hold in that moisture a lot.
I think both are a valid point, but definitely it's one of those things. Be aware of the temperatures, prepare, and pick your outfit wise. I mean, hopefully you're not like I'm going to ruin my sweatshirt. You know, I don't know. Like
I've seen many people do it.
Yeah, I'm going to wear jeans.
Why would you ever wear jeans
with long johns underneath?
Oh, we're not going skiing at Blizzard Beach?
Yeah, I thought we were going to be cold today.
Huh.
Weird.
There's snow everywhere.
Well, what's number 4?
Number 4 is something that I like to take advantage of, and it might sound a little odd at first, but it's wait in lines when they're indoors.
So what you're suggesting is maybe picking if there's a fast pass type system or a advanced line system, pick it
wisely.
Don't use that for indoor attraction queues.
Yeah. So, like, I would wait in Star Tours queue.
Because it's predominantly indoor.
Yes. Well, over at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Disney World, it's still predominantly indoors.
Depends on how long the wait is. Yeah.
But, I mean, Disneyland, you're either in that overflow room where you're inside.
Yeah.
In AC. And then you're briefly outside. And then you're back into the terminal.
So if you're going to have to wait in a line, wait in one that has AC.
Yes. If Pirates had a fast pass over at Disneyland, I would totally grab a fast pass for that.
So then your suggestion is to use the fast pass for the outdoor queues.
Yes.
So like Jungle Cruise or one of those.
Yeah. Or trying to think of an outdoor queue over at Universal. They don't really have many.
No, they do. They have a lot of, or at least covered.
Yeah. Most of them are covered. I think like Shrek. Shrek 4D is one of the ones that comes off the... That's like predominantly outdoors, or Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem.
That's still kind of covered.
Predominantly. Yeah. It's covered, and there's like fans, but nothing beats AC.
Yeah.
So, well, what is number 5?
Well, speaking of fans, bring your own.
Perfect transition.
Bring your own, or know that a lot of parks have large fans and or misters. And there's different ways that, like, you know, there's the little personal fan that's like a, 2 AA's and it's a tiny handheld thing. That's nice.
You can buy them in a lot of parks, too.
Yeah, and then there's the water bottles that are like a Windex bottle that also have a fan on top, and you kind of mist and fan at the same time.
You can also buy those in pretty much every Disney park.
And then there's also, we have one of these, and I kind of like it. We got it at Costco, I think, actually. It's a water bottle that has a little mister system on the lid, so you can kind of mist yourself with that water bottle. So you're not having to, like, nice. Fill up a second water bottle or...
Oh, so it's like a 2-for-1 combo.
But no fan, just a mist. And a lot of parks in the summer will fire up misters either in the outdoor queues or in general areas around the park. Look for those. Maybe stand there for a second, take a little break.
Take advantage of that. So don't be afraid to bring your own personal misters or fans. And don't be afraid to take advantage of the
I have yet to encounter a park that doesn't either encourage that or sell them, or I've never had one they're like, oh, you can't bring that here. So
no. Never.
Yeah, and you can get them cheap at Walmart, too, the little personal fan. Don't buy them at the park. That's the one thing. If you get desperate and you forgot yours, sure. But if you are planning ahead, go to your local Walmart or whatever.
Pick one up and then use that. Well, number 6 is take a little bit of a longer time for lunch and, sit down.
Yeah.
I'd say 90% of sit-down areas, whether it's quick service or sit-down restaurants, have at a minimum cover and fans.
Yep, and most have AC.
Most are AC, so don't be afraid to take a little bit of a longer lunch. This is generally when the heat of the day is at its maximum.
Yeah.
Sit down, enjoy lunch a little bit longer, enjoy the company of whoever you're with, and enjoy whatever theme park. Overpriced theme park food you buy.
Yeah. Or maybe you brought a picnic, like some of the local parks encourage.
That's true.
Yeah.
Disney still lets you do picnics.
Yep, as long as you don't have a hard-sided cooler.
Yep.
So
we've seen people do full Thanksgiving dinners at their parks.
Really?
Yeah. There's one family that does it like every year.
That's like
don't know the name of it. Yeah, it's like their tradition is they go like on Thanksgiving Day or a couple days before.
Yeah.
And they like dress up as pilgrims and everything, and then they'll like do a full Thanksgiving turkey dinner on like Main Street's train station.
Nice.
It is absolutely hysterical.
Awesome.
Well, number 7 and our last tip for you.
Sounds so sad about
the last tip.
Oh, that's all over, guys.
It's done. It's no more. What is it, RJ?
Take advantage of rainy days. So obviously this kind of sounds in some ways like a no duh.
Yeah.
But also just know that a lot of parks are very low on rainy days because a lot of people will see it's going to rain and they go, we're not going to go today.
Most of the locals will be, it's raining, I'm gone.
Yeah, I'm done. And then two, rain usually doesn't stick. I mean, depending on, I don't know, all climates, but
every climate
at least
ever.
LA and
Orlando
and
Denver.
It rains and it usually goes away, and it might rain later, but it's
the majority of the day is going to be rain free.
Yeah, we don't have monsoons.
Yes. Although I was kind of telling this story earlier. I don't know why I was telling it earlier during clothing.
Yeah. I was like, where's it going with this?
I was looking too far ahead. I don't know. But when we went and it started raining, it like stuck around for a surprising amount of the day. It was like the majority of the afternoon and evening. However, it wasn't like a downpour. It was just kind of a misty, kind of just drizzle kind of rain. And so they initially closed down, I think, all of their outdoor attractions. Like Hulk was closed.
Yeah, they do that.
Dr. Doom's Fear Fall was closed. That's about the only other outdoor attraction that they have. However, they later, after about an hour of those things being closed, they opened them all back up again and just ran them all in the rain.
Yeah,
Since a lot of people left, it was
shorter queues.
It was like a 5-minute wait for Hulk.
Yes, that's the biggest thing I've seen is a lot of places will shut down attractions or whatever for the rain, but the rain doesn't really actually stick around that long, and then all of a sudden it's like no one's in the park, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess I got the park to myself now.
Sweet.
Because we've had that happen a couple times when we've gone in September, which is kind of their hurricane season.
Yeah.
And we've never been hit by a hurricane, but you kind of get at least decent rainstorms. But same thing, they usually kind of go away. There's maybe 1 or 2 days where it's been rainy all day, but predominantly it goes away. And you'd be amazed how quickly the park clears out when it starts raining, and you're like, this is going to go away, right? Like,
it's great.
Yeah, I'll take it. So take advantage of that.
Not only because it'll keep you nice and cool this summer.
Yeah.
But you'll be cool because you're the only one in the parks.
Cool. So cool.
So cool.
So cool.
Well, do you have anything else to add?
I don't think so. Hydrate. Just hydrate, people.
Hydrate responsibly.
Yes, like you said, don't go to Epcot and drink something else. And I would say soda, too, can be kind of a...
Yeah, no, you drink water.
Yeah.
As bad as, like, most theme park water tastes.
Yeah.
As bad as L.A. water tastes.
Or Orlando water.
Or Orlando water.
We get spoiled here in Colorado.
We are very much so spoiled.
We're the source of a lot of that water. That's part of it.
Yes, we are. As bad as it tastes, I mean, it's there. I think theme parks are required to have them, like water fountains.
Most public spaces are in some way or another. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's free.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to stay cool, and you're gonna need to drink water regardless.
And I wouldn't say this is really a tip as much because it doesn't apply to a lot of parks, but obviously indoor attractions, shows, or things like that are going to be a good place to cool down too.
Oh yeah. Ellen's Energy Adventure.
45 minutes.
45 minutes of AC. Not including the pre-show.
That's right.
Well, do you want to run down our list really quickly again?
So number 1 was water. Hydration water. Number 2 was water rides. Number 3 was clothing.
Yes.
4 was wait in indoor lines and go for Fast Pass or whatever advanced ticketing system for the outdoor queues. So you're kind of skipping the outdoor queues and standing in the indoor lines whenever possible.
Yes.
Number 5 is look for those personal fans, bring them, or look for those park fans / misters.
Take advantage of those.
Yep.
If you're holding up a queue a little bit while you're waiting for the line to move up until where you would get hit by that next fan, as frustrating as that is, it's still kind of acceptable on a blazing hot day.
That's right. Number 6 is take longer for sit-down lunch. And I would say in general, take some breaks.
Yes.
And then number 7, take advantage of those rainy days when they do happen.
If they happen.
If they happen, yeah. No guarantee on the weather there.
That's true. Well, those are our 7 tips for staying cool this summer at theme parks.
I mean, you're already cool, but
cooler.
Thank you for listening to the Unmistakably Magic Podcast. Don't forget to check out our social media at Unmistakably Mag on Twitter, which I think Court sounds like he's been a little more active on there.
I've been much more active than when we first kind of launched.
Yeah,
finally put it on my phone, so it's much more easier to, much more easier.
These are the kind of tweets you can look forward to.
Much more easier. I try to not be bad when I write.
Unmistakably Magic on Instagram, Facebook.com/Unmistakably Magic.
Well, if you enjoy the show and want to share it with whoever you come in contact with a t-shirt, head over to unmistakablymagic.spreadshirt.com. It supports the show as well.
That's right.
It helps us out.
Please email us questions or comments at unmistakablymagic@gmail.com. Go ahead and subscribe to us over on YouTube. Leave a like or whatever. But I don't know what else to do.
Subscribe.
Share the video.
Like the video. Share the video. We got a few shares this past week, right?
Really? Yeah.
A few.
Yeah.
Every now and then someone shares it. We appreciate that. We appreciate you, random sharing person.
Leave us a review on iTunes. Same thing. Share it with your friends, too. Let them know what's up. Let them know you found a cool new Disney podcast.
What's up?
Big thank you to our friend Dylan over at Blast Off Branding for making our awesome logo. Don't forget to check out our friends at the Unmistakably Star Wars podcast.
There are no announcements or shout-outs. If you have an announcement or shout-out, though, don't hesitate to email us.
Holla at your boys.
Unmistakablymagic@gmail.com once again. Well, that just about does it for this week.
All right.
Have a magical week.
See you real soon. And we're back.
We swapped that ending.
I know. I'm all out of whack tonight.
Oh, man. Well, we do have a... What are you looking at? Your
The text from
the big one?
Yeah.
The big text?
What?
That you'll have to wait till next week to find out what it is.
Because it's time for
Wade's Word. So Wade texted us earlier this week, and he said, well, he asked us if we saw how badly Volcano Bay is getting reviewed on TripAdvisor. Which TripAdvisor...
Yeah, we could talk about that too, but yeah.
But as soon as he texted me that, I kind of looked it up,
I did
and
too.
the reviews are very funny. I think
They're a
hysterical.
little abysmal too.
Yes, they're petty.
Yes, they are. So do yourself a favor, go over to TripAdvisor, find Volcano Bay, and just kind of look over them.
You can just Google Volcano Bay reviews, and it's like the third link on Google.
Yeah.
It's up there. It's funny.
So what we've noticed is a lot of people giving...
Very poor reviews. It
Very
had
poor
an
reviews.
average of 1.5.
Yeah, which is a lot of one-star reviews. It was crazy.
Yes. Well, one circle reviews.
Whatever.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
But people were saying that it's way too crowded, not complete. Rides were consistently breaking down. And this was all coming down from the first 2 to 3 days of it being in operation.
Yeah, that's the thing, yeah.
And so Wade was like, yeah, it's not a really good image. However, from the theme park enthusiasts that we are, it's completely understandable. It was a rocky opening. It was a very rocky opening. It was a rushed theme park. It was a rushed...
I mean, we talked about that a lot last week.
Yeah.
So this all ties into last week where we talked about the 3 big openings and kind of which one had the most to prove.
Yeah. Which the more that I thought about it, the more I kind of thought like, okay, Volcano Bay really has a lot more to prove than I think we gave it credit for.
You think so?
With it being a third full day park, it's a water park that stays open until 10 p.m.
True, and like you said,
Because
there's
later
shows
on,
or
there's no shows,
no fireworks or
no. So, I mean, the volcano, I guess, could be considered its nighttime spectacular.
Yeah.
When it goes off, but it has no sit-down restaurants. It's really got a lot to step up for and a lot to really be.
Yeah, no
be
advanced
pushing
dining.
for.
Yeah, we kind of all those things we talked about. Yeah.
Yeah. But us as theme park enthusiasts, going back to the complaints about Volcano Bay, we're just like, okay, it's really the general public saying like, this isn't perfect. Why isn't it perfect?
Yeah, they were a little underwhelmed.
Yeah, well, I'd say frustrated.
Yes, reading some of the reviews, I saw several that were like, "Hey, we thought this would be fun," da, 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 and we were waiting in, queueless queue lines forever, or this happened. It's like,
Which it's opening weekend.
yeah,
Opening weekend of anything is going to have massive lines.
It's literally opening weekend for tourist season.
Yes.
It's opening weekend for the park itself,
Yes.
brand new park. It's going to have everybody and their mom there.
And what I don't get is a lot of people didn't really understand that, okay, Tapu Tapu was like 300 minutes. You would have to physically stand up for 300 minutes if you wanted to ride that ride without Tapu Tapu.
Which the more I thought about how terrible that would be in a water park,
Horrible.
because you don't have shoes on.
Yeah, you're
You're
like
standing on cement for 3
Although, over at Volcano Bay, they do have like in-ground misters throughout.
Oh.
So that's very
So at
nice.
least keeps the cement cold.
Yes, yes it does. Or like theoretically
It's cool.
cold.
Yeah, it's not hot.
Yes. Your feet aren't burning. Because like that's the worst part of going to Waterworld.
It is. Yeah.
Nothing. And you're like,
Well, by the end of the day, your feet kind of hurt too because they're like,
you're walking on them all day.
yeah, you're like rubbed raw from the
They're blistered.
texture on
They're blistered from walking on cement all day.
yeah,
And,
pool,
hot
and the
cement.
pool texture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carrying tubes up, which another thing that Volcano Bay doesn't really make you do.
Yeah.
There's one attraction where you have to bring up one tube, and it's like a personal tube,
Okay, not like you're carrying the
Up.
8-person tube. Yeah.
and it's up one kind of flight, one level. So it's not that bad.
It was interesting that Wade noticed it. I definitely looked at it. I read some of them. I felt like there was a few legitimate complaints, but I think all of it came back to a rocky opening and the fact that it was opening weekend. Because a lot of them were about waits, or a lot of them were about crowds. And I think part of that is people going in with unreal expectations.
Yeah, of
a brand new park.
Queue this queue. I'm not going to have to wait for anything. No,
you're going to wait. You're just not going to wait physically. There.
Yeah.
You're going to wait somewhere else.
It's going to be.
You're still waiting.
He actually did send us a screenshot of the TripAdvisor, and it had out of 50 reviews,
it had
33 were excellent, 4 were very good, 5 were average, 8 were poor, and 30 were terrible.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show. I mean,
I know, and I have a hard time with online reviews, anyways, because
people are so nitpicky.
Well, and I feel like it's the loudest, it's the squeakiest wheel that gets the grease, and so you and I aren't going to get on there and go, yeah, it was okay.
No, we're not going to go on there and say, yeah, it was a rocky start.
Yeah, we're not going to go on and give it a 3.5 star or 4 or whatever and say, yeah, it was okay, it was good. This worked well. It was a little rocky. They could have fixed. We're just going to keep that to ourselves, or we're going to come on here and talk about it. We're not going to.
That's what this is for.
Yeah. Because I felt that way with restaurant reviews. People either like, this was the best thing ever, or it was the worst thing ever. There's none of the middle, because everyone's like, I just ate at a restaurant. I don't care.
It was moderate food for a moderate price.
So there's a little part of me that thinks there's also part of that with the.
There's probably the majority of that, although quite a few bloggers and theme park enthusiasts and a bunch of people on Twitter, after the first few nights as they were walking out of the park, they were saying, we had an excellent time. And then they had a picture of like guest service line, and they're like, but these people didn't look like it.
And I guess there is a part of me that wants to also agree with these people and say universally there isn't educating people enough on what it means to be in a queueless queue.
On the workings of Tapu Tapu. Either they need to change their little video that they have on your bus ride over there. Which, that could be something.
Yeah. Something to explain that, yes, you are waiting, but you're not waiting there.
Yeah.
Like you're not waiting in the queue for that ride.
Which, did you watch Tim Tracker's initial video on, because he just released one today. His first one, at the end of the video, spoiler alert, he says,
spoiler
alert for Tim Tracker. He said, it was a really fun day. It was a really fun park. It was a really cool park. The reveal of Volcano is absolutely stunning. It was relaxing, but it felt unfinished. Come back in a month,
and I did
when
see
it's finished.
I did see a few people say that in their reviews too.
Yeah, it felt unfinished. I mean, the day before opening day, they were doing landscaping stuff, and a lot of dirt fell into one of the lazy rivers, and that's why it wasn't open on opening day.
Oh gosh,
because they couldn't filter it out fast enough, and then you can't do anything like that. And
yeah,
it's like, that just goes to show it was a pushed timeline.
And I think we've talked about this in the past that that there are drawbacks to how quickly Universal opens things.
Yeah, and I think they kind of pushed it a little too much for this park. If they could have pushed the initial construction phase of it a little more, and then still had the same opening date, like giving it a month.
I know.
A month.
I know.
2 would have been fantastic.
Yeah,
but they're still working on the park right now.
It's hard. I don't know. I like this attitude of like we should review it for what it is now, and then we can review it later. We can't review it now for what it should be.
No, yes.
Or was promised to be.
Yeah.
This is the product that was delivered, and looking at those reviews, I think a lot of those people are being a little too nitpicky or went in with unreal expectations, especially because a lot of them were talking about crowd sizes or
the things. Opening weekend of a brand new park
on literally the beginning of.
On Memorial Day
weekend, the beginning of tourist season. I don't understand what people were expecting in terms of crowd size.
There were a few in there that said, I was expecting a lot of crowds, but this was ridiculous. And it's like, well, then you weren't expecting crowds.
Yeah.
If you're not expecting, because anytime that I either am at a theme park for like the first year, that an attraction, like a major attraction opened up. Like I was there the first year that Everest opened up, and I wasn't expecting anything less than like an hour wait.
See, I'm thinking that way with Pandora when we go this fall. I mean, we're talking about 4 and 5 months after opening.
Although there were like this past week, I don't know if it's just because the rides are such a high capacity or what,
or just well designed,
or very well designed and designed with the guest in mind. but ride times were down to like 50 minutes for Flight of Passage.
Wow, that's pretty good.
A few times. It was
because I probably will have to use my FastPass Plus to get on the river.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't agree with a lot of these reviews. They're very outlandish.
Yes.
And very exaggerated.
Yes.
I don't know. It just goes. I mean,
I've had a hard time. Like I said, I've had some hard times with online reviews.
Yes.
It's the loudest. It's the loudest voices in the room, the positive and the negative. So.
Yeah, regardless of what it is. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know if these people are really like gung ho about Volcano Bay, or if they were just kind of like, oh, that sounds cool. Let's go check it out.
That was the thing. Was I read a couple that
there were
like, they were like, oh, it's Memorial Day weekend. We thought we would just go to this water park. It's like you realize it's that water park's opening time, the first day that ever has been open.
Yeah.
So I had a hard time with it, but it is unfortunate to see a brand new park like that kind of start off on a bad foot.
Which I mean, but then that just goes back to Universal pushing it a little too much.
Yes.
There has to be a happy medium. Don't take as long as Disney took on Pandora. That was way too long.
But don't rush it to the point where you're
don't
unable
rush it.
to
don't rush it like Volcano Bay.
Open it, yeah. No, I think that'll be our future. Yeah, that's our future.
That's what it's going to be. Yeah. Don't pull a Pandora, but don't rush a Volcano Bay. Yeah, I just feel like if Universal had taken, I know they wanted to get it open by Memorial Day weekend.
I know, but
because
like if they could have started a little. I mean, it feels like it was like this surprise announcement, and now here we are opening it.
Yeah.
Why not give it a little more time?
I do want to say though, the execution of Tapu Tapu was really well done.
Yes, I do agree with that. I think there needs to obviously be some education,
maybe a little bit more, maybe
some sort of understanding that
maybe people were just expecting like kind of My Magic Plus of like, oh. Or, I automatically have fast passes for every attraction. It's going to tell me when to go on it.
Yes.
No.
It's yeah. I think that might be part of the problem.
And I think if they would have said beforehand, been like, hey, you right now on opening day, because on opening day you could actually get 2 Tapu Tapus at the same time. Okay. However, after that
didn't help the 300 minute.
No, probably not. But that's why they allowed it to have 2, because it was like you could get Krakatoa, the water coaster, and something else. Okay. I think it was like a few attractions that you could work with it.
The second one,
yeah. But if they would have said like, hey, after opening day, you're only allowed 1 Tapu Tapu.
Yeah.
Until that one's up, you can't get another one.
Which would probably shorten somewhat.
Potentially. I don't know. But I also feel like if they would have just spoken up and said, hey, you can only get 1 at a time, just be aware of that for now. And then if they say, like, later on, because they obviously have the capacity to do more than 1, because they've done it.
Yeah.
And then later on, they say, like, oh, you can have up to 4 at a time, or 3 at a time, or even 2 at a time. 2 at a time, I think, would be the sweet spot.
I feel like these same people would be complaining if they were told when to go on something.
That's true.
You know, they'd be the ones that go, like, I can't believe you told me at 4:02 I had to show up to crack it, whatever. So
yeah, you're like,
it's unfortunate that it started off on a bad foot, but I also think some of this could be.
Did you read any of the reviews that were like, rides were down a lot?
I did see that.
And the only way that they would know that, because at a water park, it is very difficult to tell when a ride is down or when it's just a slow operations.
Yes.
The only way that they could tell that is with Tapu Tapu. I know. Which I think is fantastic that they tell you, hey, your ride's down right now, your wait time could increase a bit.
Which would be cool to see Universal then use that to say, but now you have a free, whatever.
Well, what they do now is if your ride is down, it would be cool to do that. But you always have the opportunity to switch your Tapu Tapu. So if you're in line for like Krakatoa and it's like a 100-minute wait, but you want to go on like oh yeah or oh no, and they're like a 20-minute wait, you can walk over there, tap it, and then switch and jump out of line in Krakatoa and jump in line with oh yeah or oh no.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and I've noticed that just about every time that someone does a Tapu Tapu, it'll say the wait time is like, say for like Krakatoa, it's like 100 minutes, but as soon as they tap and jump in line, it's like 10 minutes less generally of what the displayed wait time is.
So it's a little the magic there, yeah.
Yeah, a little of like, hey, are you willing to wait this long? Given like fluctuations in load times and fluctuations of like system stuff and downtimes, even if they're taking that into account, I think that's kind of cool. That's kind of genius of like, okay, if you're willing to wait 100 minutes, 90 minutes is a special treat, and it'll boost your morale of like, oh, wow, it's only a 90-minute wait, as opposed to the 100 that I was going to wait in. Yeah. That's great. And again, in the Tim Tracker's latest video, he went back to Volcano Bay, and he said, so I got a Tapu Tapu for, I want to say Fast Pass every time. I got a Tapu Tapu for like, oh yeah, and it said it was a 90-minute wait. So I got that, and then I went over and had lunch, and during lunch, I was there for like 15 minutes. The wait time dropped down to 50 minutes.
Wow.
So people are jumping out of line and jumping in line for something else.
So clearly.
So I will say the implementation of Tapu Tapu sounds like it was good if you kind of knew the workings of it.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. It probably comes down to some education on how that works.
Yeah.
I don't. I had a hard time with the ones that were like, we waited 300 minutes. It's like, yeah, but you had other things that you literally had somewhere else to be, something else to do, instead of having to stay in for 300 minutes. Like, that's a big difference.
There were a lot of them too that were like, oh, I walked in. Well, first off, I had to wait a couple hours to get in because, well, it was opening weekend.
Yeah, I know.
And then when I finally got in, ride times were like 300 minutes, and then then we were like, okay, well, let's do our Tapu thingy and get in line. And then we went and like tried to find a spot to put our stuff down, and there were no open chairs. It's like, it's opening weekend.
Yeah, I really don't understand what these people were thinking.
There were no open lockers because we got there at noon. It's opening weekend.
I think that's probably what it boils down to. The only downside, the only thing that I will say is it's unfortunate in that this will reflect badly on Volcano Bay. Initially, because you got to remember, every one of those people has about 10 friends that they're going to go and say, oh, yeah, we went to that new Universal Water Park and it was terrible,
Yeah, it was way too crowded and nothing worked.
But they won't say how they didn't understand Tapu Tapu and they showed up at noon and they overslept.
Their queue system doesn't work at all. It's ridiculous.
It was 300 minutes, but I was in the lazy river the whole time having fun. But it was 300 minutes, so.
I was exploring the volcano. I was having fun in the wave pool. I was tanning. I was eating.
But it was 300-minute wait.
While I was eating.
Killing me. All right. You got anything
else?
I
think that just about does it.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for staying on the YouTube.